Pen pals, in this video, I want to show you how to fill a Pilot Vanishing Point fountain pen. Let's get to it. When you get your new Pilot Vanishing Point fountain pen, you would have the box, the pen of course, and inside the pen, when you unscrew the back end of the pen, is the full nib unit, including the converter being already attached to the pen. So you could go the converter route first and foremost, or you could use the simple plug-and-play ink cartridges. So that you would find by pulling up on the sash in the box. And underneath the platform, you have a little plastic baggie, and you have one Pilot proprietary ink cartridge in blue, and you have what's called a cartridge cap. And this is a very important, seemingly simple piece of equipment that you definitely need if you're going to use cartridges. So if you want to use a plug-and-play pre-filled ink cartridge, you're going to remove the converter from the nib section. As you can see, I've already inked this pen previously before. And then you're going to plug the Pilot ink cartridge into the section with the bigger side. It has like a kind of like a shroud, a little plastic shroud around it. And you're going to plug it and press it hard enough where you're going to feel it pop into place. And then you're going to take the cartridge cap and then place it over the back end of the cartridge. And then assembling the pen as you would, what you would do is you take the nib, and you see this notch is very important right here. You're going to align that notch with the open spot in the barrel threads that are here. And then you're going to take the back end of the pen, screw it on clockwise, and there your Pilot Vanishing Point is good to go with an ink cartridge. But if you want to use the included Con 40 converter, it's a little bit trickier. So that's why I want to really show you this video, is that the Con 40 is not the most ideal converter for this pen. I'll tell you why. Is because even when you fill up the converter all the way that you possibly could, the ink will only be visible up until this part right here. So it may seem like you didn't get any ink inside the converter when you try filling it the first time. But I'm going to show you how to fill this converter so you would see ink all the way to the top, and you might get a little bit of a bubble at the top, but that's okay. But we'll show you how to fill it the best way that you possibly can. So we've got the converter attached. You've got your bottle of ink, of which I've picked Konpeki. It's a very popular bright blue Pilot Iroshizuku ink. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fill the pen like you normally would a cartridge converter pen. We're going to push the little piston head all the way down by screwing counterclockwise. It's going to be very important that you dip the nib all the way up to where it meets with the metal section that's here. So we're going to go all the way down. Now, as you can see, there's still a big gap that's here. There's a lot of air that's here. It doesn't even look like I filled the converter because all of the ink is being hidden by this metal cylinder shroud that's covering the converter. No worries though, because we're going to get it to be completely filled. So it's going to be important that you have a paper towel handy. I have one nearby here. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the nib so that the point is facing skyward. And as you can see already, the ink has filled the back part of the converter that's here. But what you'd want to do is if it doesn't do it, you want to tap it, just give it some taps, and get all that ink settled to the bottom of the converter. And then with the nib kind of in this paper towel so that it will catch any excess bubbles, spatters, or whatnot, is that you're going to twist the converter so that it will release the bubbles. You're looking for the bubbles that are here at the very top of where the metal section meets the nib. And you can see it's going to like bubble over just a little bit, but it's mostly air that's coming out here. It's not the ink. So we're moving the air out of the converter and doing this in a very slow, kind of advancing it, then retracting it, then advancing it, then retracting it, until we get to the point where no more bubbles are coming out, you're just seeing ink rise to the top. A little bit more bubbles, but I have a feeling we've moved it enough, and you can see like the piston is moved forward quite a bit already. So we're going to then reinsert the nib all the way into the bottle of ink and then screw this clockwise. And there you go. You have a little bit of a bubble on this one side, but now you can see that the converter is completely full. As full as it possibly could get. Like, let's say 80% full, which is a lot better than doing it the first time, of course. So that is how you get a complete full fill of the Pilot Con 40 converter using the Pilot Vanishing Point. The final stage of this is pretty much the same as putting the cartridge back in, is that you would align this metal section here so that the notch falls into place, because it's not going to go in any other way. So you're going to have it line up in place here. Then we're going to put the back end of the pen and just make sure that the click mechanism is released on here so that you could actually reach the threads, and then screw clockwise, and your pen is ready to write. If you learned something from this video and was able to fill your Con 40 converter just a little bit more than you did before, please leave us a like and feel free to share this video with any of your other pen friends that may be having difficulty with their Vanishing Point or filling a Con 40 converter. Thank you guys, and stay inky, my friends. Take care.